from there was WCW.
Uh-huh.
And
WCW,
what a time!
that was crazy.
What a tag team! Just what a time for tag team wrestling right then. The late '80s. I mean, you were there with some perfect teams for you guys to work with. I mean, what a roster they had.
Yeah, it's true. It was fun because we got hired by Crockett when we were over there. When Jimmy Crockett was over there, he had an office in Dallas, so we went over there and had a meeting with them, and pretty much from there it came out good. We gave our notice to World Class, and we were ready to go down to WCW. In between the transaction, we knew we had 3 months before we had to leave. Then when we got down there, in between us going there and talking to Crockett, they sold the company, Ted Turner. So Turner owns it now, and Jim Hurd's in charge. So we packed up our family, moved over there, and went down there, and they didn't know we were coming or nothing. It was like, what are you guys doing? So, wow. Just gave our notice in Dallas, and we were doing really good in Dallas. So everything was going to get a little bit hectic then. So we told them, hey, we came a long way, hungry kids in the car, and give us a couple weeks to get over. If we don't, we'll leave. If we do, then maybe we could talk a contract. So that's pretty much what happened. They gave us a debut. We went in there and did our thing, and got the contract, and that was that. And like you said, there was a lot of tag teams: the Road Warriors, the Steiners, Freebirds. There was a lot of talent in there at times. And then they put guys together too with Eddie Gilbert and just a number of guys that they could put together. It's always a good time.
What'd you think of Jim Hurd? You hear a lot of stories about the guy.
Only time we really seen him was when we got the contract. He was all right. I mean, we never really dealt with him too much. When the time came, I ended up leaving, because of the lack of communication and just not getting, what we felt we were deserved at the time. Mm-hmm. But,
you were put with Paul E right off the bat, correct?
Mm-hmm. Good times.
Talk to you about Paul E.
Paul E loved him. Loved him. We were all young and going crazy, wild, doing our thing out there, trying to do our own thing, yet be as one, and sometimes we clash a little bit, and then that would turn into fun anyway. So we did a lot of ribbon going on.
You told me a story one time. I remember bits and pieces. One of you were driving and the cop cars came on and you grabbed Paulie and threw him in the driver's seat, something like that, right? Do you remember this story?
Oh yeah, right. Yeah. Well, that was a build up for many months of his torture. He used to rib us all the time. Like we'd all ride together, and then we didn't have credit card or nothing at this time, so he would rent our cars. And one time we were leaving the arena, and he gave us this car, and as we're leaving, I guess the boys knew it too, because here comes Pillman and Sting and the Steiners and this big Lincoln come by, but we're not paying attention. We're just going down the road. Next thing you know, things are hitting our car. Boom, 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 boom. What the hell is that? It was like we were under attack. Tuna cans, to throw back, try to rip some speakers out of the back, cut my finger. I ended up cutting my finger, writing SST in blood on the roof. It was crazy. Pulled over, got a bunch of eggs, ended up sitting on those. Just that car was total. And instead of going to the car wash and cleaning it up like everybody else, we just went back to the hotel and went to sleep. Next thing you know, our flight was like, I think it was like 5:45 in the morning, and the rental-car place wasn't even open. When he came to the building, that's all you could hear, screaming. So after that, just to get us back, now we can't. He won't rent us no cars no more. We got to ride with him. He'd rent like a little Dodge Probe or whatever the hell it was, like a little ass car, and I'd be in the front seat. Fatu was in there. So at least let me drive, so I get us there fast. He falls asleep. He's on that side. on the passenger side. Fatu's crammed up in the back. I'm doing about 100, straight down the highway. And I see the cop coming. He's going the opposite way. He wants to come over. He crosses into the grass. He wants to come out, but he can't because cars are coming. So I pull over right away, so I have plenty of time. I put it in park. I grab Paul, stick him upside down into the driver's seat. As I scooch over, Paul's upside down underneath the steering wheel and everything. By the time he straightens out, the cop's knocking on the window. He says, "Can I see your license and registration?" And Paul's like, "Oh,
That's great."
So like I said, we had a lot of fun messing with each other and shit. Maybe some of us had too much fun at times. Right. We all know young once, right?
Yeah. How'd you like working with Road Warriors?
Love it. Yeah, it was right down our alley. That was our styles completely. It was we were made for that one. So, good guys. Rest in peace.
Steiners.
Steiners too. Great matches with them. Their athletic ability is off the chain. We learned a lot from all of them. Good times. Nothing bad to say. No incidents really. Just good hard work going on.
What about working with the Midnight Express and Jim Cornette?
They were good. Like I said, we got along with everybody. We knew at that time that the money was going to be working the Road Warriors, so we tried to avoid the Midnight Express a little bit. Not avoid them, but we didn't want to get locked into something when we knew where the money, what our goal was. So,
right.
But we did what we did. I mean, we had a bunch of good matches. Bobby Eaton, me, love that guy to death. Stan too. Stan works hard as hell. It's just a good time. Jim, he's always Jim. Him and Paulie, they'd get together. That's some of the things at that time, because we'd work. They don't understand, or sometimes I didn't. Maybe they didn't, because we were all, like I said, younger back then. And as a worker, you work in the match and you try to build. You get the people and you build it and you build it and you build it to the climax. Right before the climax, then Paul and Cornette would run around and do something, like just throw a hiccup in there and throw us off for a second. And then I'd get hot and start screaming. Again, it was fun. We had a lot of fun.
And did you have any other boss there besides Jim Hurd, or was he the only boss while you were there?
No, that was it.
Why did that run end?
Mine, just because when the contract came around at that time, they were already starting to get their crews that they wanted, and we wanted another contract, and we wanted, I don't care if it was $1 more, but we wanted more because we did good business with the Road Warriors and stuff at that time, cage matches every night. And, we were worth that $1, but we wanted to play. So I had to go at that time.
Did you leave first, or did you and Fatu leave together?
No, I left, and Savage came in, and they stayed for a while.
Got it.